Khan. Hey, Shalom, Shalom Akim, of course, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and Shalom to the Akim out there and the elect, which consists of the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction, alright? I'm the brother, Zayan Allah, the DC camp, coming at you again with another keep in mind. I'll just, make it another keep in mind off the fly. Keep in mind, you've always been a target. And what I mean by you, I'm talking about us Israelites, okay? The Israelites have always been a target by the heathen, and at the top of that heathen list is the Edomites, okay? We've always been the target. When we left out of Egypt, who was the first nation of people to try to, take us down? It was Esau, okay? Who's trying to take us down now? Okay, Esau, okay? But we've always been the target. Now, what you have in front of you right here, this is GMS sit-downs, GMS Vegas sit-downs, Salakia, 144K, all right? It's the elder brother Karatazah in Vegas, and he's basically going into an article, a video, and I actually saw this as an article, and I was going to touch on it a little bit, and the elder already went into it, but I wanted to go into it at this angle based off of what he said in the video. So let me play this clip, and then we'll go into, some of the scriptures. We've always been a target, man. All right. At the end of the day, it's what? It's Jacob and Esau. All the other nations in between that, they're just their role players. But the major pieces of the chessboard is Jacob and Esau, man. Okay. After Esau is taken down, then we are put in our rulership. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that in the Apocrypha. You know what I'm gonna get? This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 9. And if you don't know, artbible.info is a beautiful site where you can find any word in the scriptures. Okay? If you're having a problem finding certain scriptures, you just type in a word, 2 words, a phrase in the scriptures, and it'll come up. Okay? All right? This is but you got to be somewhat accurate. You can't just write paraphrase. You got to write words that are in the scripture. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." You see that? Matter of fact, let me read verse 8. And it says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac." Matter of fact, let me start at verse 7. It says, "Then answered I," Ezra, right, "and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?" Now the first is what? Esau. Because the first came out red, all over, like a hairy garment. Okay? And it's going to say who the first is too in the next couple of scriptures. But that's who the first is Esau. And the second is Jacob. Okay, we were the second born. Out of being fraternal twins, we were the second. Okay? I'm going to read this again, Salakia. It says, verse 8, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau," because as he was on his way out, Jacob's hand was holding his heel. And that's also symbolic for, guess what? We got next rulership. Okay? After he's taken down, guess what? We're coming up to rule. Okay? Then it says, verse 9, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Yes, the feet of anything represents the end. The head is the start, the top, and at the feet is representing the end. And at his end, guess what? We're taking over and we're rising up to rule. It's only about Jacob and Esau. All right, and Esau knows this. So his ultimate target is to what? Come after Jake. Is to come after the Israelites, which happens to be you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also the rest of our people that are scattered around the whole globe, all right, that look like other nations, but guess what? Like I said, our people. They still stem from the loins of the Israelites, the 12 tribes, okay? Because not about a color thing, it's about what? A race thing, okay? Nationality, your genes, okay? All right, you are who your father is. See, the world would teach you we're all mixed up, and you who your mother is and father, you're all mixed up. No, your lineage comes from who your father is. So whatever woman your father has slept with, okay, it doesn't matter. because still out comes the Israelites. Okay, if a Benjamite, which we know as the so-called Jamaicans today, has sex with an Ammonite woman, guess what? The child may come out mixed physically as far as features, but guess what? It's still that of the father, still of the father's line and lineage. Okay, so I'm gonna get this video of the Elder Karatazar and GMS Vegas sit down, some 144K. All right, and he got a strike on this page, and I got a strike on mine. What they're doing is they're attacking brothers' pages heavy lately. Okay, they're going back to old videos that you didn't put up, and they're striking them to put a strike. Now my Shalak La Moth channel is saying that what, I have to wait a week. And you know, they're constantly finding another video to strike me again. They already struck one and then they struck another one. Now I can't do anything for a week. You see, so now I'm on Shalak La Moth too. But you know, all that being said, let me go ahead and click on the video.
You know, coming from our channels, it'll get striked quickly. All right, but let me rewind it.
Yeah, coming from our channels, it'll get strikes quickly. Let me go ahead and type this in just to show you about our Bible as well. See, if I'm looking for that scripture, am I there for your enemy because I tell you the truth? You type in enemy and truth. Oops, you know, I didn't mean to put the that slash there. You type in enemy and truth, and then it'll show you results in the Bible text. All right, it's Galatians 4, and it'll even highlight it for you. Galatians 4 and 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? All right, we're enemies because we have this truth. Like the Elder Karatazar said, the moment we put something up, we get strikes, we get taken down. But there's plenty of content on YouTube that's still up to this day that's showing all manners of wickedness, man. Showing all manners of wickedness. People are saying what they want to say. Okay, the words that we're saying that we have to put in code, they're saying it freely, and their channels are still up. But because we say it, you know, they attack us and put a strike on us. Why? Because overall, our message is coming from Yahweh Shem Shai. We're of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. The Holy Spirit is dealing with us. That's why our message is powerful. It's just like those people that blast music when they you've seen this, when people blast music when they're driving down the street or whatever. All right, but guess what? If we were to blast or have the apostles or brothers videos up a little bit louder, you get all types of looks and you feel all types of things. You know what I mean? Because the truth that's coming out of your speaker system in your car is different from that of the world. You know, the moment you have that up a little bit high and you pull up next to cars, they're going to be looking like, what is he listening to? Why? Because the Spirit is dealing with us, man. All right? So let me go ahead and play this video.
A little bit. And then I'm going to play it, and y'all just look at the subtitle.
And go ahead and read the title, because I'm not even going to read it. As a matter of fact, I'll blow it up. But I'm not even going to say it because it'll be doing the same thing. I'm going to let you see it and point certain things out that the brother put out. All right? Which helps us collect data. I'm going to speak on certain words. It's not the other words, you know? By having better data. Now I'm going to see, we know that stickers are what? Are what? People of what? Of color. We know that stickers are something people of color. Okay? Look at that. That's what the elder, you know, basically what they have said. Okay? And that's what the elder is showing here. All right?
Yep. And right after he said that, he said blacks, Latinos, indigenous people.
So we know that those stickers are doing something to the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You can already read to see what they have said. Now, brothers have been, you know, over this. You know, we've been through many articles. We've shown you many things throughout, you know, the past couple years in dealing with this 19 stuff alone. Okay? All right, we've showed you who they plan to attack and who they plan to put this on. Well, we're just constantly showing you again because that's their overall agenda. It's always been about you. As a matter of fact, because he brought the one scripture up, let me I can keep that up. All right, let me get this. Let me get this as I have it up. It's Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, O Yahweh, the children of Edom. Is always Edom being at the forefront of trying to take us down. All right. Remember the children. It says, remember, O Yahweh Shemel Shah, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Remember that word foundation. All right, excuse me. All right, even to the foundation of thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. See, that children of Edom links up with the daughter of Babylon. So it lets you know who's ruling the new Babylon. Because ancient Babylon, Edom never ruled ancient Babylon. This is talking about a new Babylon. It says, O daughter of Babylon. Okay? So it's showing you right there that Esau, Edom, is what? In direct connection with the new Babylon. Alright? So who's ruling the new Babylon? Alright? It will have to be the so-called white man today. We say so-called because the majority of them, so-called white, alright, so-called, the majority of them are Edomites, are the biblical Edomites. Not all, but the majority. Alright, because really, once again, like I said, we're really talking about Jacob and Esau. Alright, and Esau is his own nationality. Edom is their own nationality. Alright, and I said, race it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So it's going to come upon their own head how they have what? Served us. Alright, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy, talking about Edom, alright, O daughter of Babylon, that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Yeah, they're offspring and children that come out of them. The scripture said they're going to be dashed against the stones, against the ground. Alright? It's all manners of wickedness that they have done to our people. We always say this, don't we? When it comes to what they have done, one of the main things we've said is how they've taken our babies and children and used them as gator bait. And they didn't care that they were babies, small children. They still did that, alright, what? For the purpose of gathering an alligator. Okay? Alright, so the alligator will come up and actually munch on the child. And guess what? Esau was like, yes, because now we got an alligator. But here it is, an alligator then destroyed and munched and devoured a child. That's complete wickedness, man. But that's what they have done to our people. And guess what? It says, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. So it's going to happen unto them in the kingdom when we're ruling. Alright? But going back up to Psalms 137 and 7, it says, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Alright? Let's get Psalms 83 and verse 1. It says, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, hold not thy peace and be not still, power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Yeah, crafty counsel, planning. Devices is another word for planning and purposes. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Who are the Lord's people? Israelites. Okay? It says, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's to the foundation, man. Alright, it says, let us cut them off from even being a nation. How do you do that? Alright, it's about you completely destroying them. Just like in Psalms 137, it said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. As a matter of fact, let me go back to Psalms 137, and let me hit a couple of words. Before I hit race it, let me hit foundation. The Hebrew word there is a Yah, a Sa, a Wa, and a Da. So it's Yah Sawad. Okay? Foundation, base, bottom, from the beginning. Okay? Basically. Alright, from the beginning. Alright? Foundation of city, wall. Okay? base, bottom. All right, basically from the beginning. All right, and let me go to because you do have walls. It says walls, but the most important thing right here is from the beginning. They want us completely to be overthrown as a nation, okay, and be taken out of here. All right, let me Slocky, let me get the other word. Race it. All right. Now the Hebrew word here is a I, a ra, and a ha. Irah, Irah for a little Hebrew, right? It says to bear, be nude, uncover, leave destitute. Leave destitute. How do you leave destitute a nation? You completely wipe them out. Discover, empty. How do you empty a nation of people? You completely wipe them out. Race, pour out. You know? Let me see what it says in Strong's definitions. Yeah, see? Bear, hence, to empty, pour out, demolish. And that's what they want to do to us as a people. Now, going back, we've always been the target. Stickers for blacks, Hispanics, and natives. You see? I'll put that in Google. And when you go through, you see different articles, right? Look at that. Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. And notice, and this was April 15th, 2021 right here. Notice they put it in that style. Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. The same, look, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The same way we say that when we're out on the highways and hedges. You think they're not watching us? They're watching us. Because the goal, once again, has always been about us. We've always been the target. So even on their side, they're saying, yeah, for the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The truth is out there now. You just have to adhere to the warning, all right, of the prophets. All right? The prophets are out there to warn you from what? The destructive power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Warn you from me. All right? We're warning you from the Lord, because we're the mouthpiece, so we're coming on in behalf of his name, but we're also warning you from him because he's the one doing it. And you don't want to be on the bad side of Yahweh Shema Shai. You want to be on the good side. And to do that, you got to adhere to the prophets that are teaching. Okay? All right? You see right here, I have a couple of them highlighted because there's a couple of them that I have looked at. When you type in stickers for blacks, Hispanics, and natives, you read this, John Hopkins, 19 stickers in people of color. It says right here, I'm just going to skim through because we've been in the past, we've covered this, especially around the time when it started in late 2019, 2020, and on up. We've covered these things, all right? Especially during 2020 and 2021 when it was pushing out mandates, okay, to get it, all right? We've covered these things, but it's, you know, it's the stress that you're the overall target, Jake, okay? It says, people of color might have particular concerns about stickers' safety and effectiveness. Although black, Hispanic, Native American, and then they put in other people of color are overrepresented in severe 19, all right, sticker hesitancy amongst these groups and others can complicate the decision about whether to be stickered, okay? But they put everybody else, but the main people they want are you Israelites. All right, come let us destroy them for being a nation. So they were like, so they're pushing articles saying, oh man, this thing that's out there, it's attacking this particular group heavy. They need something. And you keep fast forwarding, right? This was updated March 10th, 2022. So this is more recently updated. But it's actually been out even earlier than that. I don't know if no, it doesn't show it there. But it's actually been created even earlier than that. Because this is old news. They may have put certain new things today, but this is old news. Alright? And let me click on the next one. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans disproportionately killed by 19 last year. See? Death among blacks and Native Americans were 3 to 4 times higher, and Latino deaths were nearly 2 times higher than in white populations, the study found. So it was pushing this out in articles, and they were pushing it out. You know, if it says in the articles, a lot of people don't read anymore. Okay, so you know they was definitely in R still. All right, I gotta call a brother back. You know, and shalom to that brother. You know, Yahweh Shemel Shabrak to the brother. You know, as you can see, it said disproportionately killed by 19 last year. So they're saying the stickers and dealing with people of color, and then they're like, oh man, it's disproportionately killing these people, these blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the whole thing was just to scare, to put it out there and just to scare these people. This thing that's out here is killing y'all left and right. So what you gonna do? We have a sticker for you. Take it. You see what I'm saying? All right. And in turn, it goes back to this. Fast forward all the way up to now. This video, as you can see on this screen, it says April 14th, 2022. So you fast forward it all the way up until this time now. Today's the 22nd. You fast forward it up all the way until this time now. Now they're saying that those things that they was pushing out right here, that they was pushing out on you, is what? It's doing something to you. It's killing you. But beforehand, take it, take it, take it. It's a risk to y'all. Take it, take it, take it. Now, it's saying that it's killing y'all. Or killing our people, so to speak. When I say y'all. Okay? Why? Because we've always been the target. Sorry ain't gonna cut it. Or when it's all said and done, oh, we're sorry we did that. We was just doing the best we can. That's a lie. They don't really care because they want you to die. Remember the scriptures, you got to believe in what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. Matter of fact, let me get that. All right? I think that's Sirach. Let me see if I can get that. Apocrypha. Okay. Like I said, this is an awesome tool to use. I've been saying it for a while once it was shown to me. Okay? All right. Let me see. Yeah, Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. And we already seen who our enemies are. Okay? Psalms the 83rd chapter. Never trust thine enemy. Okay? As a matter of fact, I don't think we got who our enemies are. Psalms 83 again. It said our enemies, right? Let them cut what? Cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. That's to the foundation. Alright? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And then it gives you who the enemies are. The tabernacles of Edom. Once again, they are at the height. Alright? Of the heathen. Of our enemies. Alright? Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. They are at the top. Okay? Alright? Who's the top enemy to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? You know this through the spirit. Everybody knows this. Even when you ask people out on the street, they know it. They know it. Everybody knows this in their spirit. They just want to play PC and not say it. But deep down, when you really, really corner them, they're going to say it. You see? Everybody knows what's the deal, man. But we got to bring it out in truth. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot Salah. See that? All these other nations are our enemies. Point blank period. Alright? And when you go to Sirach 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Iron is bound to rust at some point. That means it's automatically in this man to rust at some point. Not all pieces of iron rust at the same time. That's what you got to understand. People like, well, I got so-called white friends or Edomite, because really it's about Edomite. Because you may have a so-called white person who's actually an Israelite. Not talking about those. I'm talking about the actual spirit of an Edomite. Okay? But in the world they'll say, well, I have so many so-called white friends who's really they think they have good Edomite friends. Well, how am I supposed to hate them? And they'll never hate me. When the time comes, they will show their true colors. That's the thing. They're gonna go to their families, All right, they're going to go to the older generation of their families, and when all hell is breaking loose, watch when they have that shotgun and 15 other guns they have in their damn house pointed at you. Because Esau has a lot of guns in his house, the average Edomite. Okay? They will jump through hoops to get permissions and slips to get those guns legally or whatever in their house. So watch how they turn their back on you when you thought they was your friend. Okay? Because that's what prophets do. Prophets prophesy. We say before it happens. So even if it looks like everything is cherry now, later on, that spirit of that Edomite is going to what? Be unleashed on you and fulfill the prophecy nation against nation. That's why you're not supposed to be trusting them now. You see? But some are going to learn the hard way because prophecy has to be fulfilled. Okay? It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See, he's bound to rust. Remember, not all pieces of iron rust at the same time. Some go longer than the other pieces. So you think you have that good white man, that good Edomite. He's just going into his appointed time and eventually is going to rust. Okay? He's going to show his horns. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So even if he goes to a low estate and, oh, I'm your people and I'm your brother, you're always supposed to beware of this man. Because it's geared in his spirit to rust. It's geared in his spirit to rust. It's bound to happen. Okay? Unless it's a so-called white man, okay, that's actually an Israelite. But even then, unless they come in the spirit of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, all of these people are our enemies, man. Okay? If you ain't down with Yahweh Shemiah Shai, all of them are our enemies, man. Even your own people. They're looked at as another nation right now. Okay? Alright? They're looked at as Gentiles and strangers right now. So unless you come back in the name of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, hey man, a man's foes be they of his own household too, man. You see? You got to come back in the name of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. That's your true family, man. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Because back then a looking glass was what? A mirror. They had mirrors back then. All right? But back then, I'm going to keep going. It says, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Salakia, for being jumbled up in my words. A looking glass or a mirror that was made back then, they had a tendency to rust. So it's been as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and you still see that what? The rust is not altogether wiped away, because rust used to always go around those mirrors back then. Those mirrors that were crafted back then, on the edges and stuff like that. They rusted. Alright? So again, this man is bound to rust. That iron is bound to rust. Okay? So these things right here was never made for you. Alright? So it says right there, that's the other one. Look, 19 is sending black, Latino, and Native American people to the hospital about 4 times the rate of others. See, it's sending you to the hospital. It's disproportionately killing you. A lot of us ain't getting it. But then now fast forward it, dying from it. Come on, man. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Alright? See? Rates of low that. Because a lot of us don't, trust it. And more as you go, a lot of us, are starting to wake up. And a lot of the curses are starting to befall our enemies that were trying to put on us. Now it's hitting them up. And they starting to suffer. As the elder had put out in here. But you get the overall gist. You've always been the target. And the only survival we have is through Yahweh Shemiah Shai. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Alright? This oops. I gotta put it like that. The colon. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Remember, all wisdom coming from the Lord when you go to Sirach, the 1st chapter. We start at the very first verse. All wisdom comes from the Lord. And we have to seek the Lord while he may be found. You have to go out and what? You have to listen to the prophets. If you've been hesitant, go out there and just go out there. While you got time, go out there and be in front of the prophets. Ask questions. Talking about the men. Okay? Women, you should urge your man, if you have a man, to go out there and listen to the prophets so he can come back and teach you. It's okay that you probably learn who you were first before your man, but that man has the rights to teach you the understandings of the scriptures, man. That was given to the man. Alright? It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, and the treasure that we're looking for is to be delivered. Okay? Alright? So we get the gist of this. You've always been the target. Therefore, we must come back to Yahweh Shema Shai so we can be stable in those times when they're coming after us, man. Alright? 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, plans, and purposes. And Satan is not always talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Satan means adversary. Okay? The so-called white man is an adversary. And we're not ignorant of his devices, alright? As we've shown. Alright? So with that, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kodash, and as always to the elect, a double shalom.